All right, camera is on.
Nah, Betty, we legit. That's what we're saying. Hold on. I got to finish this.
I am holding it.
Yes, so hold on.
I'm holding both of them. We can click them together. Make a better microphone.
One for each nostril.
Hello.
Ooh. I worry. I swear to God. Have you been smoking shit on the river while trying to catch fish again? What did I tell you about that?
Smoke on the water.
Why?
Fire in the sky.
Why? Why?
Why what?
Why? Oh, hold on. Let's add a comment. Bad Nova.
I know what the Chevy Nova is, but what's that bad Nova?
My friend Nova, my druid friend.
You have a friend who's an actual druid?
Yeah.
Explain that shit. What?
She's pagan. She's a druid.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I take good care of her. Because she usually deflects hurricanes for me. And usually, Nova, we're gonna die. Can you make sure that thing does not come here? And usually it works. She goes, okay. And she goes, I'll speak on your behalf. And I so far have survived. So. Are you fishing? I really want to, because Mark posted it. I really want to post a nice cock mark, but I think that would be inappropriate.
I mean, it is a rooster, and that's the nice name for the male chicken.
It's the shortened version.
Yeah. I mean, you can't buy rooster flavored soup. What's it called?
It's not called cock soup.
It is, though.
In what country?
All of them, except maybe this one.
Yeah, thank you. What, you roll into a restaurant and go, hey, can I get a bowl of cock?
All sorts. There's lots of them, man. They sell it at Walmart and Target and you name it. Cock soup.
Yes!
She's eating an empanada?
Oh, no. I'll have to leave her ass out for that. Vandy has a female soccer player starting as a kicker.
As in Vanderbilt
Yes.
has a female on the football field.
Correct.
Okay.
That's historic for college football.
Cool.
Forget it.
Is that like the first one that had a female on it?
She makes history.
I thought that plenty of schools had women playing football.
Not at the collegiate level. I don't believe they have. No.
Oh.
I mean, I know high school. I mean, I've met a few. I've seen two fucking towers one day when we were down in Viera, and those two girls are intimidating looking.
Well,
but,
I know that. Well, I mean, I suppose. I'm pretty sure that there isn't any in professional football, but I thought there was quite a few in.
Because I mean, if you can fucking bend it like Beckham, you can fucking kick off a ball.
Sure. Like any sport, I don't think sex should matter. I think it should be.
Well, it depends on if the sport is sex. I mean, it would matter if that was.
Well, that's right. Japan does have some strange sports. Not just Japan either.
I got nothing.
Like, giving change back and cutting that bananas for, they.
What is that? When you post shit and forget that your trainer is on your fucking feed, you get called out on shit.
Oh, she eating an empanada? And
I don't know what that is. That don't look like empanada. That look like sugar. That's a little frosted looking to me.
That's an empanada.
A sugar empanada?
Oh yeah, it could be. And they're fried, but who knows? That one looks like it got extra fried in.
Find out.
All right, you ready to do this?
No, let's do it anyway. Fucking Billy's killing me with this shit. He's been like finding the best fucking plates he can find and ordering them. These plates are cool. He's lost his mind.
Well, that shape is great because it has the rim around it. So when you're doing the steering wheels, you have it to hold on to.
The steering wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you drive the bus. Yeah. When you drive the bus.
On shoulder day.
The school bus drive. I don't do shoulders. My shoulders are fucked up. They're broken.
Yeah, my left shoulder is horrid, but I still do them.
Yeah, no, mine are broken. That's why.
This morning it felt like I had a nail in it.
That's why I swing a mace now, because that actually makes my shoulders feel good.
I heard that.
Yeah, but it moves. Before it would be like, and that would be it.
I wonder if mine will do that on both sides. Let's see. That one's good. Let's see if I can do that on the other side. Ow.
Turn it up. Point the hand to it. See, I couldn't reach for shit above my head before. So it was that. So the fact that I can reach for shit above my head makes me feel good.
I can't go up.
I can hang up a towel again. I couldn't hang up a towel before.
Damn it.
That ain't no fun, right?
Ugh.
That ain't no fun. All right, man. Fine. Let's do this shit. Fine. Right, phone face down. I must put on the eyes of fucking podcasting.
I thought you were going to say like the eye of Saruman. The eyes of Harryman.
My falcon sunglasses.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I see you were working on your car today. Yeah.
Well, that $30 part I had to change. Yeah.
So let's show off also.
That $30 part I had to change.
How much was your power steering pump
Let's
again?
just move on. Wait till you change my alternator.
Oh boy, to change anything in your car kind of required dissection of the front half.
How did you know where the alternator is? You've been in there.
Yeah, it's
on the bottom.
We're gonna call that Davy Jones' locker.
No. My VW guy, he says, I don't know why you did all that. All you have to do is turn the steering wheel, take the tire off, and go in that way. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what? Okay.
For your alternator?
He said for that, it should be easily
that's a
accessible.
lot of it might be. And laying down is definitely easier than bending the hell over and stressing shit out of my back for... God, how long did it take me to change that power steering?
It's going to take you like 5 minutes to change the damn alternator.
It was like 8 hours.
It's going to take you like 5 minutes to change the alternator.
You know how long it took me to change the tensioner pulley? But I had to remove my power steering pump to get to the tensioner pulley, and I had to remove a motor mount.
Okay, can you not can you stop showing off with your hi, my name is Pete and I own a Honda. My Honda is like a Lego vehicle. All I have to do is and I'm done. And the parts cost about as much as a Lego component anyway.
Yeah, well, a box of Legos is actually more expensive.
Shut up, Pete. Just shut up. I'm
Legos
done.
is expensive.
I'm done now. I'm done. I'm not. Start the thing.
once again to another episode of the Not Robots podcast. That's your host, Harry.
Crabby Harry now, because somebody's been talking about parts on their dang car.
My parts cost less than a box of Legos.
They do, though.
You know what? I'm not sharing this episode surprise with you.
Episode surprise?
I'm going to have it by myself.
What is that? Garlic rye chips? You're an evil person.
Yes, yes I am.
Do you need help getting that open?
That's because my shoulder's not the size of bowling balls like yours.
Oh, those sound crunchy too. Oh man. It's too bad we're not talking about crunchy stuff today.
Who's evil?
Harry?
Thank you.
Okay.
That's Pete, our co-host. The person who will not be partaking of, yes, Jeremy, I finally got them, the Gardetta's Special Request Garlic Rye Chips.
What is that on the inside edge right there?
An
No,
old
no,
dude?
in right there.
I don't know.
No, right there.
Right where?
Not working. All right, well, we got a request to speak about something today.
Stuff.
Yes, and or things. I mean, that's normal, I suppose. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, these are stupid crunchy.
these are awesome.
All right, but nobody wants to hear me eat. I don't want to hear me eat either. All right, so well, we got a request to talk about by someone who shall remain anonymous.
Lisa?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Lisa.
Sorry, Lisa.
It's someone who shall remain anonymous.
Your daughter?
No. These are really crunchy.
Jeremy?
Nope.
Bigger than a bread box.
I didn't recognize the email address.
You mean you didn't know who it was?
Nope.
You mean there are people on this podcast that like aren't directly either related or friends?
Right.
That's
And we're up to 2% of our audience is in Ireland now.
dang. I need to learn Gaelic.
Alright, I can't eat any more of these after I finish these couple.
Yeah, because these are good.
Wow.
Thank God you're taking half this bag home with you.
That's good.
Yeah, we need to stop this.
Yep. That was the last one right here.
These are kind of on the addictive side.
Oh yeah. The I guess deceptive part is that they're small.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one bite. Crunch. Chew, swallow. And you're like, huh,
There's a train involved in this?
I need some more of these. Crunch. Chew.
Well, that was more than choo-choo. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There was a lot of chewing involved there.
Well, they're really crunchy. So I don't want to
Mhm.
cut my throat. Swallow. There we go.
All
Now,
right.
we do have that subject.
Crunchy?
No, it's not. I mean, we could talk about crunchy stuff, sure, but that's not what we were asked to talk about today.
Well, you haven't told us because you're too busy crunching.
Well, it turns out they really liked how we talked about beavers. Yeah, apparently, them ordering from Amazon and they're getting a dentist that shaves their teeth because they're dragging on the ground because they haven't been chewing any wood. It's like the secret life of beavers. I was waiting for you right at the point where you're going to swallow that.
You're
crunchy
evil, You're trying to
Who's
out-evil
evil?
me.
Who's
You're
evil?
trying, but I am the one who's in control today.
Yes. But they want to know if we know anything about garden gnomes and their secret lives. Personally, I think garden gnomes are incredibly deceptive. I think they're like little spies. It is super crunchy. Now, you'll find garden gnomes, like, in places that you weren't, like, exactly looking for them, and there they are.
So tell me exactly where you're finding your garden gnomes. In most
Usually
of
in a garden, but every now and then you'll see them by, like, a mailbox. I have 2 of them on my desk above my computer.
garden gnomes.
They're more like Norwegian trolls, but it's the same thing.
No, they're not.
How is a Norwegian troll not like
It's
a
not a garden gnome.
Okay, where are garden gnomes from then?
The garden,
Yeah, which garden?
not the beer garden, because that'd be a different gnome.
No, different kind of gnome. Yeah, that's a drunk gnome.
Yeah, that would be the.
I mean, a drunk gnome. Maybe these things are drunk.
That's probably.
I
What
mean,
they're
I've never seen one
everywhere.
stumble out in the traffic though, so.
That's because like the weeping angels of the Doctor Who saga. If you stare at them, they freeze.
Oh, that's a good point. I heard they're really good at holding their liquor too. You know, because they're hollow and.
I think I need a little beverage here.
Yeah. Beverage. So, like these little spies, right? You find them all over the place. And I'm gonna stick with these little Norwegian trolls. Are the same as like garden gnomes.
What are your Norwegian trolls made out of?
The same thing as a garden gnome. Mm-hmm. Like the ceramics. This.
The what?
The ceramics.
Your garden gnomes are made out of stone, laddie. Stone.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
They're not ceramic. Garden gnomes are not ceramic.
Okay, what kind of stone are we talking about?
It depends on who casts your garden gnomes. Where
May-
you purchase your garden gnome from.
I think if that's the case, then they're just victims of Medusa. I mean, there's really gnomes running around all over the place, living in gardens, happy, and all of a sudden they look up, there's a lady with snakes coming on her head. It's the last thing they see.
So, your garden gnomes, for some reason, are being stalked by a gorgon.
A demigorgon.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Probably not.
So, where's the gorgon live?
Under the... Ooh, he's the reason why the weeds keep coming back.
So, your demigorgon makes weed.
Yes. And he can fly.
He's got a very lucrative business on his hands there.
Well, make sure that those gnomes go
Because,
all quiet. And
well, because he wants to make sure they're all stoned.
well, he wanted to go above and beyond the whole cement shoes thing to keep them quiet.
Mm.
Yes.
So he didn't use his weed to stone them, he used his gaze.
What? Say that again.
According to you, the reason why there's weed is because of the gorgon, but apparently they doesn't want the gnomes to have the weed, so he stones them in a completely different way.
Yes. He's getting them stoned instead of stoned? Oh boy. I don't know why I didn't put those two together.
You're the one that said it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I said it.
So the reason why your garden gnome is made out of stone is because the gorgon is afraid that the garden gnomes are going to steal his cash crop. Is that what you're saying here? So
Hey.
this is a defensive thing by, hey man, you infiltrated my territory. I'm trying to make a living here. You guys are coming in here stealing my stuff, undercutting. You're cutting into my profit margin. So I might have to hit you with the glare, and there you go, you stone.
Hey, garden gnomes would be a great way to be a drug runner. They're tough to catch, the little guys. I mean, they probably can't carry a whole lot, but
Yeah, but there's lots of them, so
They
they
can
can
be
make
like-
like a chain of garden gnomes, and they're
Look
like,
out, it's the cops! Scatter!
what do you mean freeze?
oh, there you go.
Why are there so many garden gnomes in this neighborhood?
Well, I just saw about 35 of them in the Home Depot garden section, so maybe that they had them on clearance or something. There's a bunch of them over here.
Are you sure that's why they were there?
What would you call a group of garden gnomes? I mean, we learned what a group of pigs was. congregation. Yes.
It would be a gang of gnomes.
Ooh, the Gnomes gang.
Because they got their colors.
You think they got like a scooter gang and all that too? Because they can't get on the full Harley? Mm-hmm. Go on. Let it out. Use your words, Harry.
You'd have to have seen it.
What? Seen what? Gnomes on a scooter?
There was that I think did I watch it with the boys? There was an animated movie with and a quest, and he was trying to get in contact with his dad, so he had to, and there was a gang on bikes, except for at one point they were fairies, but they were like tiny, but they rode Harleys. It was it had to be there. I almost lost my crap. It was hilarious.
Wow. Okay. So that's.
And they got mad because they broke their bikes. So I'm like, but you realize you can fly, right? And then they had forgotten because they had been biker ganging around so long, they forgot they could fly and remembered later.
Oh, speaking of flying gnomes, what was that commercial a while back that used to use the gnomes and stuff on it?
Travelocity.
Was that the one?
Travelocity.
Yeah.
The roaming gnome, because he just
Yeah.
shows up in different places.
That's the
He
one.
seemed to like the Caribbean a lot. He was always in some sort of like a hammock thing and
Oh, that's a smart gnome.
had a massage.
Gnomes on vacation. I mean, I guess tending that garden must be tough work.
You stand there for hours. That's not really good on the joints.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
The good thing is they don't really have to bend over too much. They're short enough they can just pick the weeds while standing vertically.
See, and that's why the Gorgon has to hit them because all the weed they could pick because they're.
Well, do you think they cut down the tall plants?
That's true. They would have to fell the taller plants to get their cash crop.
Well, it's not a tree, so would they yell timber? Probably more like, look out, man!
Well, you even do gnome voice.
It's coming down! Not me!
That's scary. Okay.
I don't know, I just assume with them small they get a high-pitched voice.
Sure. Okay.
No, I'm not sure.
They could be like all deep-voiced gnomes,
They could have voices like Harry.
No, they would. Why would they have a hairy voice? I mean, most of them. No, that's true. There are some with really long hair, but their hair is really. Was that like 2 cans of Aquanet here? Because they don't move at all.
Speaking of hair, all right. One of these goofy morning shows. Just flipping through TV on, just droning out, drinking the coffee, waking up, kind of thing. And all of a sudden, I see there's this dude, and he's got a mohawk that is so high as he's sitting down, it's touching a 10-foot ceiling. And I'm like, I haven't had enough coffee for this yet. But he said something about, I mean, I've always had long hair, and I wanted to see, like, because I looked it up, the Guinness Book of World Records for the tallest mohawk.
There's seriously.
It's like, so I had to look it up to see if there is one. And now I'm like, why would there be? I mean,
Because it's a record.
tallest mohawk?
Why not?
Huh.
Most packs of chewing gum you can wedge in your face at one time. I mean, come on.
Most number of people you can fit into a Fiat 500.
Most number of people you can fit in a phone booth.
Well, I guess that one's been done too.
Yeah, so you see.
Most number of people that can fit in a phone booth while Superman changes his clothing. Think that one's in there?
They all know who he was at that point.
Well, it's so squished up they can't turn their heads.
And if you look at it, it's one of those secrets. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. So Superman kind of hits them all with the laser eyes, and they're all dead in the phone booth, and everybody assumes it's from like suffocation or something, but no one notices that little itty
He just leaves a little batarang.
hole through the brain.
We'll blame it on that other guy. Not me, it's that one. Dark Knight did it.
Now, Supes, why would I kill a phone booth full of stupid kids? I could see if it was like Killer Croc and the Penguin and that Riddler guy, but remember,
I do not kill, for I am the night. I am Batman.
Maybe they were messing with your stock options. All right, there, rich guy. Who knows?
Batman's not rich. Batman doesn't even have a job. He doesn't even ask for a reward.
Oh, Bruce Wayne, though.
He's a completely different guy.
Hi, I'm the stuck-up fellow from Wayne Enterprises. How are you? Really?
Okay,
You're not fooling anybody.
that would be Nerd Wayne.
Yeah.
That would not be Bruce. Bruce is not Nerd Wayne. He may be flippant, but he's not nerdy.
Okay.
Especially the Christian Bale one. He was really flippant, but not nerdy at all.
Yeah. Well, I think the nerd was probably the one that did the Batman and Robin. Those movies. Because, you know, they zoomed in on the armored nickel.
Wasn't that George Clooney?
Yes,
Batman
that
and
was
Robin?
George Clooney. That's the one you forget about. If you're going to see all the Batman movies, just skip those. You'll be alright. I mean, Mr. Freeze was supposed to be a genius, not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey,
I will freeze you. Really?
he was a German scientist. That made him
Oh,
brilliant.
man.
By nature.
He sounded more like one of those weird German scientists that's going to, like, diddle your bum for the flying car or something. Not the one that's going to be like...
Diddle your bum, he said. Oh my god.
Oh, you haven't seen the flying car skit from of USQ guys, the ones that did the Jay and Silent Bob?
No.
Oh. That's where that's from.
I guess I'm missing out on things.
I will show you that once we're done. Just remind me, the Jay and Silent Bob skit. It's on YouTube. Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I should take votes whether I want to see this, but it won't happen in
It's
time
just
for people
two
to
guys
respond.
sitting in a car in the middle of traffic talking. There's nothing else to it. It'd be like if you and I were sitting in a car in the middle of traffic and we turned the camera on. That's basically the same thing.
I mean, like that one episode when we drove down River Road and...
Yeah, only we weren't really sitting in traffic. Although we did stop for the guys that were cutting trees above our heads.
Because we really didn't want them to drop a
Yeah.
branch on your car. Even though your car probably would withstand it and
Oh, yeah, it's...
shrug it
quite
off.
the
It'd be a
thing.
little bit of a dent, though.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be the biggest dent on it. Remember,
Yeah.
somebody's full-side truck backed into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then they left. Thanks, truck driver guy. Very nice of you.
Truck driver guy. I am truck driver guy. I am the night. Oh, sorry. Why was there never a bat semi? I mean, he pulled all of this equipment out of like everything. Why was there no bat semi?
That is a good question. I mean, Michael Knight had a semi-truck. Why didn't Batman?
Well, Michael Knight didn't have a semi truck. He was an employee.
Right.
So
right.
Knight Enterprises owned a semi, and he was deployed out of it. But that's still not the same thing.
But, well, whatever. How come Wayne Enterprises never had a semi-truck?
And that's what I don't get. I mean, why didn't the Dark Knight have like the bat semi?
Imagine all the cool toys he could have deployed out of it. I mean, he could have had like bat gnomes. Could you imagine that? A semi-truck, it's releasing all the 007 kind of stuff, you know, but Batman style, you know. And one of them, instead of like the smoke and the oil or whatever from 007,
He
it's
just
like
fires a gnome at your car.
dropping out of a
The
box
one,
of
the
dark
one with the
gnomes.
pointy hat, right through your rear window.
Final destination, you're right through the windshield.
Right through the back of the passenger's head, through the driver. Oh, that'd be awesome.
The
Yeah.
guard gnome hasn't been full on snake-headed lady yet and looks at you. Are you my Uber?
What is that? Ah!
Even if you didn't die, you'd wreck the car because this thing's talking to you.
Afterwards, the timer's up on the gnome and it goes back to stone. The cops are pulling up. It's like, that thing was talking to me. That thing was talking to me.
And then
Get it out of my car.
the
Yeah,
cops are
sure,
like-
fella. All the guard gnomes talk. They talk to me too. They were talking to my wife, telling her crazy things too last night. Yeah, get in the car.
And he
Go
says
talk
his
to the nice
partner,
lady with the jacket.
Oh God, there's another stoned one.
there's real uses for
The garden gnome.
the garden gnomes.
So let's contemplate the real interesting uses you can use for garden.
Oh, I'd love to hear your take.
So every year, they have the pumpkin chunking thing where you launch.
Yes.
So you can take instead, why don't you take your garden gnome, and it would be like ICBG, Intercontinental Ballistic Garden.
Okay, what if you took like a
Point
professional,
down into the ground and everything.
like a professional football player, hold
Ooh.
onto a garden gnome,
Spiraling that garden gnome.
give it the old Brett Favre.
Who?
It's a quarterback that used to play back in the day when football was still good. At least back when I used to watch it.
Oh, I was about to say.
I don't know if it's any good now.
Football's still good.
Watch it.
It's just different peoples.
Yes,
Yes. That.
they are definitely different
What's
people.
it? The Favre Bean guy. He retired.
The Farmer Bean?
Yeah. He retired.
He did.
But that would be kind of interesting, see which overpowered, super armed quarterback could spiral a garden gnome the greatest distance. That would be some awesome stuff right there.
You could add guard gnome chucking to the Olympics. You could be an Olympian that's spiraling a guard gnome.
Look at the beautiful spiral on that garden gnome. You
Do
can
you
see
remember?
his eyes every rotation.
Do you remember years ago with the javelins and the one hit the guy? Boom! The javelin hit him right in the chest. Remember that?
No.
Man, this was like 15 years ago or whatever. One of the Summer Games ones. There's the
No, I
guy,
missed
the
that.
long javelin throw, and it hit one of the officials at the end of the
He
field.
pulled it that bad.
I mean, it was right through the center of his chest. Yeah.
That's
And the
horrible.
javelin toss. Well, yeah, it's horrible, but just imagine it. In place of the javelin was a garden gnome. Would you laugh or would you feel bad for the guy that got hit with it?
I'm not
It
sure.
would be a mixed emotions kind of
The
situation.
javelin thing, as long as it didn't hit a vital point, you can go get surgery and get that patched up. Garden gnome, it's going to open a bit of a crater. I'm not sure there'd be recovery from that.
Yeah, maybe.
It would go in the size of a
A garden
softball and
Oh,
come
yeah.
out the size of
A garden gnome.
probably
Yeah.
a watermelon. Yeah, it's not much surviving that.
Well,
I
maybe.
mean, what are you gonna sew back together?
Well, if the garden gnome broke, you could super glue
Well,
it
I'm
back
talking
together.
about the human.
Oh, that, yeah.
I mean, where would you apply pressure? The entire half of the body that's missing? I mean,
Yeah, you'd basically just look at him and go, nope.
yep.
That's
that'd be
about
it.
it.
Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Yeah, that's all you hear.
You see what happened on his tombstone right there? Struck with garden gnome. Terrible.
For whom the gnome told.
I like that.
Oh man. But no, I'm just thinking. So they do the launching with the trebuchets and all that stuff. So you giant slingshot, a garden gnome. Twang.
Speaking of the giant slingshot, like York Spray, we should give him the idea on how far he can shoot a garden gnome.
He'd have to come up with a
He
device
would
that could
totally-
shoot garden gnomes
He would
first.
totally, man, if he could spiral a garden gnome,
Well, that's
with the
rifling,
machine.
isn't it?
Hmm?
Isn't that simply rifling?
maybe. I mean, it could be gnome rifling. Interesting.
So the barrel of the gnome launcher. Then he's left to work his way up into the kind of semi-automatic gnome launcher, and then the full Gatling repeating gnome launcher.
Nice.
And and you try hitting the side of a barn. When you get full Gatling repeating, there wouldn't be a side of a barn left, obviously, because hitting that many gnomes, you just gotta. Oh, the barn fell in.
You've got some friends coming over. What happened? I got gnomed. What? What does that mean? Well, back in the day, the kids used to egg your house. Well, my neighbor's York Spray. He gnomed me.
I wonder what horrific sound a Gatling gnome cannon would make.
I don't know if that would be horrific, other than the giggling. There would be a lot of giggling.
I'm not sure, because you've got to.
I mean, unless you're on the receiving end.
Well, no, the firing end, and then the kick from that, because
It's
So
a short leg. That's
So
why
let's
it takes
assume
too much.
that Jorg would use. Would Jorg use like a compressed gas, or no? He'd probably use some sort of
Probably multiple layer
Elastic.
therabands. Yeah,
Yeah.
the big elastic band thing.
So he.
Because he is the guy that runs the Slingshot channel.
And then so there's that horrible sound that thing would make as it launched a gnome.
Wait, the live gnome or the stone gnome?
Well, let's see now. Well, you know that you would have horrible rifling with a live because it would flail.
That's true. You gotta
So
use
you
stone
gotta
gnome.
you gotta use the stoned gnome. You
Yeah.
gotta, get him some of that sticky icky so that he's like really out there. And
The designated dab gnome.
there you go.
There you go.
And and then you'd launch them. That would be some cool stuff, don't you think? You'd like you'd crop circle a target in a field.
Or your neighbor's barn. It depends on how far away you want to shoot.
Depends on how much
Yeah.
you hate your neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody you dislike is bad enough for you to gnome them, that's a whole new level. That's like 3 degrees past livid.
Honey, what's that strange whistling sound?
Sounds like something very tiny screaming and getting closer rapidly.
Inbound gnomes! All you see is this arc of gnomes coming in. Ooh.
Ooh, you can have an alarm for it. Like in Iraq, we had the incoming alarms. It was beep, 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 incoming,
They
incoming,
made
incoming,
that
right?
sound?
Yeah, beep, 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 beep,
Like,
beep, beep,
like
incoming, incoming,
the
incoming.
Roadrunner?
Kind of, but only a lot like throatier and robot-y.
So it would be like the Cyber Roadrunner.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
So it would be like me, 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 because you use the Roadrunner sound instead of the right. Gnome coming, gnome coming, gnome coming.
That would be a different episode right there.
Oh boy.
So
I believe that would be uncensored stuff, in which we don't know.
So I wonder if Jorg would create because there's that whole entire rapid deploy artillery. So you fire the rounds with the arc and everything, and then you move so that when they land, they don't have no idea based on the ballistics where you were because you're gone already.
Hmm.
So you do that. So Jorg would kind of combine it with since this is Europe, so he's doing this on a bicycle.
Yes, likely.
So he's got some sort of mobile gnome launcher on a bicycle with therabands. I would love to see that. The big gnome turret. Boom. Pedal, pedal, pedal.
Use the pedal power on the way in order to slowly wind up the rubber band.
Exactly. So you stop when it's fully wound, and then you launch your next gnome. But you've got to adjust for distance from your target and arc, so you're hitting the same spot
Ooh.
from.
If it's through the tube, the sound it would probably make is like gnome.
You're probably right though.
Gnome. More of a kind of a boop kind of noise in the middle of that though.
When the band hits the end.
Yeah,
of the
when
tube.
it hits the bottom of the gnome feet.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they wear the tiny little shoes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you obviously adapt the little molded holder to make sure the shoes fit comfortably, so you had proper transfer of force. Otherwise, they would just spiral in the air. They'd go end over end. You don't want.
Oh
end
yeah,
over end.
you don't.
You want
don't
rifling. You want a nice clean spiral so that the gnome kind of the trajectory and everything is predictable and.
Yeah, you don't want that gnome getting thrown square.
No,
That's no good. Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Yeah, you couldn't get a proper spiral out of your gnome. It's
And
like
then your whole
lose
entire,
out on its trajectory.
your whole entire targeting system would be off, and then you've got to kind of go back to the drawing board, and it's just no.
And you could throw all kinds of different gnomes in a thing too.
Okay, obviously you have different adapters for the
I
shoes.
mean, you can get the little ninja gnome. He's got his nunchuck, so when he gets there, he can kind of sort of, hey, what is that going on in your ankle?
Excuse me, where's your garden? Because I've never seen the ninja gnome. So where exactly did you find?
That's the ones in Japan.
Oh, the Japanese gnomes and ninja gnomes.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, but you'd never find them.
I mean, could you imagine any of the Japanese or Chinese kind of kung fu movies where instead of the characters
Oh my
that are
God,
normally in
I'm
there, they're using
afraid.
gnomes? Like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Crouching gnome, hidden gnome. but they'd obviously be
Well,
hidden
no,
because
it'd
they're
still be the same thing, but the actors on it are gnomes. So they're trying to go across the rooftops, but they can't quite make it because they can't get up this.
There's one problem. Every time you look at them, they freeze. So every time you watch the movie, they wouldn't move.
Oh, like the goats that if you scare them, they fall over. Like you do that with gnomes.
No, like the weeping angel.
Oh, like the ghosts in Mario. Like you look at them and they pause. No?
Sure.
Do you even know?
There are
what I'm talking
references that I have no idea what you're
about?
See, that's why I'm referencing you with the weeping angels, because you have no idea what I'm talking
Oh.
about.
Somebody gets it.
Well, yeah, any of my Whovian fans are out there that are going, yes, the weeping angels. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a Who watcher.
yeah, the weeping angels were bad.
Oh, okay.
They were assassins.
Bad is in bad good or bad
They
bad?
were
What kind of
bad
bad? We like
as
Michael
they-
Jackson bad or
No,
Michael Jackson
yes,
off camera
Michael
bad?
Jackson, the video bad, because they were bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they know it.
They did because they were the best at what they did.
Oh, okay.
They were the weeping angels. If you looked at them, they froze. But the second you looked away,
Okay.
and they were fast.
Like how fast?
Like, blink and they'd cross the room fast.
That sounds scary.
It is.
Your door just got scared too.
AC came on?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I wasn't even sure that you ever used air conditioning.
Pressure change. Yeah.
Oh. It's always so hot here. Compared to my house.
Well, your house is set to what, 60 degrees
I
Fahrenheit?
honestly, I think it's like 71.
Yes,
Ugh.
it's 78 here.
Okay.
So the AC
Oh, that
does
explains
come
it.
on. So yeah, it's
Yeah. Well, my wife likes
just tropical.
like the fan on all the time, and gotta have air moving, and it can't be too hot. She's laying on a king size bed reading. So if half your body, the lower half obviously, whatever direction it is you're laying, because you're horizontal, is laying into the pillow top king size mattress, that's the same as if you had a blanket over top of you, but nothing underneath. You know? I mean, half
What was
of
that
you,
in English? Oh, sorry.
like
I'm
half
like,
is
what?
going to be like extra warm.
So
'cause
now
it's
you're
not very cool.
kind of decapitated here. So you've been, so somebody sliced you, and there's a blanket on you, and you're floating, and so you're possessed.
Thin sliced.
I'm trying to understand how there's a blanket on you, and there's nothing beneath you, and so you've levitated.
Yeah, that's how the magicians did it.
Oh, now we've gone back to magic.
Yeah, well, we were talking about gnomes, so
Yeah, so
I kind of thought there was a magical element to
so
begin with.
are gnomes magical, or are they just tiny?
Both. I think both.
So they are a little bit of magic.
Just a small amount.
Okay.
I mean, a few inches tall, like maybe anywhere between 10 to 12.
So I wonder if you launch the gnome, because you're looking at it, and
Mhm.
it's stone, and it's in the air, and then you're not looking at it, so now it's alive again, and it's unfrozen. Can it cast a spell? Ooh, could you imagine? So it's casting a spell while it's airborne.
What kind of spell do you think it'd be casted? Please, Lord, let me not hit the ground and die and shatter and or whatever. You know. Does he have a wand? Do gnomes use wands?
Well, if you physics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as the gnomes are inbound to their target, which is complete and utter destruction.
If it's a good spiral, it's probably a dizzy gnome.
Well, hopefully this is like a yeah. So well, no, because it's not spiraling anymore because it's alive, so it's flailed.
Okay.
So now it's skydiving towards the target, and it does not want to slam into the ground. So what does it cast?
I don't know. A bucket of water?
Fireball.
That's complete opposites. Go on. Why a fireball?
Jet engine, other opposite direction, right? Deceleration.
Okay.
So maximum thrust. So you
Oh.
arc your gnomes, and you can wipe out whole cities.
Well, I was thinking like the donkey. When it goes off the top thing, it falls all the way down to the bottom and hits the pool. Well, the gnome, if he casts a bucket of water, it's like bull form. Smash.
I'm thinking panic gnome fireball too. We need enough explosive force to repel us the other way and negate the falling power of gravity. Fireball.
So you think that he can do like the Iron Man hands thing?
Exactly, except for with the casting of a magic spell.
The
Fire.
what was that, Zuko? The firebender?
Oh my goodness, you just pulled out the last airbender.
I figured, if I knew an anime, I was going to be able to use it someday.
Well, it's not anime, but
Oh,
Prince Zuko!
I got
I'm
closer.
impressed.
I got
But yeah,
closer.
because you should be able to, so it's propulsion, right?
It's as close to anime as I'm going to get here.
So it's propulsion.
Maybe.
it's not like you're Goku when you're casting a Kamehameha wave. That would definitely be propulsion.
I don't know what that is, but go on.
So you ask your daughter, she'd explain to you.
Goku Kameo Wave?
Yeah, ask her about that.
Okay.
So, if it was Goku, yes, he would be able to again push the other way, but no.
Sounds like something I'd put on a ham
But
sandwich.
he would just
Kameo Wave.
summon the flying Nimbus and fly off on that. So,
Flying Nimbus. I assume that's a cloud?
what else would a flying Nimbus be?
I don't know. I've seen people name their dogs all sorts of things.
That would be a 1920 sedan.
There you go. I mean, there's a Chrysler Cirrus.
Who?
That's a what?
A who?
Huh?
A what?
That's a cloud, isn't it?
A what?
Why don't I remember my cloud names?
I thought Cirrus was a radio. No,
That's Sirius.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Well, Sirius is also a solar system.
But there's nothing serious about this.
Well, that's pretty serious.
This
I wonder if there's a gnome nebula.
It's really tiny.
I don't
We
know.
would notice it. 'Cause,
Hmm.
I mean, when we looked at it, it stopped moving.
Well, I'm gonna have to look it up because to me it's unknown.
Oh, I need a beverage after that. Oh, yeah, there was some quality reaching right there.
All the way around. Gnome nebula. I wonder if there's a gnome nebula. I'm gonna look that one up.
Seriously, if there's a gnome nebula
Yeah, see if there's a gnome nebula.
in the
Milky Way galaxy.
in the garden galaxy.
No, in the Milky Way galaxy. I only know the name of two galaxies. One is Milky Way, and the other is Andromeda.
I thought Milky Way was
Candy?
and then Andromeda was somebody from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah. Hey, when we had the Missy here, and she did this special noise that I said that we were going to use that noise to beep out any sort of curse words if we happen to say any.
We don't curse.
Well, we've
We're
been so good.
as G as possible.
We've been so good at not having any on there that I went ahead and I put the noise in the beginning of the last episode. So it does the little intro music. I think there's an ad on this one. It's like 1 out every 4, somewhere like that. We're at 25%. Not good enough to put one on all of them. There's no point to all that. But then right after the ad's done, I think I do her little noise, and then we start the podcast. I just threw it in there because... So, the Missy, if you're listening,
It's now a thing.
you probably have noticed that the last episode had you a little, like, half a second clip in there of your noise. That I said was going to be our beep noise.
Well, the Missy needs to catch up because I think the Missy just started listening. I know, sacrilege.
She was a guest and she wasn't even listening? How does that work?
You don't necessarily need to listen to be a guest.
No, but
You just have to be somewhat insane.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps a bit more than somewhat, but
Yeah. Mildly. Like,
no, I don't think mildly cuts it. No.
Well, at least to the point of untreated concussion.
I was thinking more doped up after wisdom teeth pulled.
No, not quite that far.
Really?
Yeah, that's deep. That's really deep.
I guess I'm giving us more credit than I thought.
Give us less credit, actually. I was thinking that we were a little higher on the intellect level, just to,
I didn't say intellect. I just
Remember when you
crazy.
said you were
See,
gonna-
there's a difference.
put it through that cutting machine and get it paper thin. Well, about 3 of those stacks was as high as the intelligence gap.
Little wafer thin slice there.
Yes. What do gnomes eat? Mm-hmm. Like grubs and aphids and ladybugs?
I don't know, but you ever notice most gnomes are kind of
Pudgy?
trying not to I'm trying to be politically correct in today's climate. their fitness level looks less than optimal.
Clearly. Yes.
So they must eat well, but I mean, how many grubs do you get in?
That's what I'm wondering. What else
I mean,
could
and it's
possibly
all
be?
protein.
Yeah.
How would they be gaining
I
weight
mean,
on a pure protein
maybe
diet?
that's just a suit. Like underneath, all these gnomes are like ripped. You know, we have no idea.
Oh.
Secret life of gnomes, right there.
So every single gnome's quiet be a CrossFit gnomes.
Oh ho! That's how they do their ninja skills. It's not
Once
just
again,
one. It's all of
if
them.
it was ninja skills, we'd never see them.
Yeah.
Even because they'd never turn to stone because you can't see them because they're ninja. They are invisible.
Invisible.
They become one with the darkness.
What is that zoo
And the
animal
grass.
cartoon? Where
Zoo animal cartoon.
yes, ones where it had the penguins and they're like, you know, they're doing their like secret agent
Timon
kind
and
of thing.
Pumbaa, the Lion King spin-off characters cartoon that was out there, I think. Was it? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
No. It came from, what was the other
They
one?
had the lemurs that were dancing around in it. Yeah.
It's the other one. Oh man. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That had the lion and they were circus and they ended up Madagascar.
Madagascar. That's the one.
Woo! I had to piece that together. One component at a time. Not bad for an ancient individual. I had to clean that up. I was like, pump the brakes! Pump the brakes!
And you're like, roll the Rolodex. It's not digital yet. I haven't finished uploading it all. Roll the Rolodex.
What is this fancy uploading of which you speak?
I don't know. Everything's digital these days. I figured maybe you would have converted your brain.
Nah.
No, it's still
See,
analog.
once again, you keep talking about anime, and this is supposed to be a gnome episode, but you know, if I had uploaded my brain, I would have got like the whole entire Ghost in the Shell thing going.
Okay. Okay.
So you're missing out on so much.
Maybe.
So much.
Yeah, well, you know, when's the last time you were disappointed in a Star Trek episode?
I try not to watch the crappy ones.
Yeah,
like
see?
you.
It sounds to me like
there's
maybe
a
I'd
big
be better
difference.
off watching anime.
You would be, because
Oh my
some of it
goodness.
is phenomenally well written.
Sure. I mean, they're based on books like anything else, and I mean, you know, books are usually really good. I mean, it's tough to find a book where you go, oh, that's crappy.
That's not
I mean,
true.
unless you've read like a
That's-
ton.
That's
of
not
books,
true.
or-
Because in the days when I used to voraciously consume sci-fi, there was some stuff out there that I was like, bleh.
Well, maybe it floats somebody's boat.
Yeah, it did. I mean, obviously, you know, it's published in all the bookshelves. But I just, you know, every now and then you don't connect with every writer, and everyone doesn't tell stories the same. So you know, their storytelling style isn't for you. It's not for you.
All right. So what if the gnomes are?
Writers.
No, what if they're from space? Like they had their own spaceships, and just if they
So,
breathe the
hold on,
oxygen
hold
too
on,
long, they
hold
turn
on.
to stone.
Hold on. So now we've gone all Saturday Night Live, right?
Wait, how so?
Because their heads are pointy,
Yeah.
just like
Coneheads.
Eldar. Yes.
Yeah.
So we are saying that garden gnomes are conehead agents that are living here on Earth and reporting back in.
It could be.
Wow.
That's
deep.
secret gnome stuff right there.
So the
Secret
gnome-
agent gnome.
Oh, help
Secret.
me. Please, somebody save me. Yes, Pete, sing it.
No.
Thank you.
I can turn anything into a song though. Again, one
And
of
it
these.
may not necessarily be a
I
positive
think
thing.
we're gonna try saving that one for season 3 though.
Wait. There's going to be a season 3?
Well, we're gonna have a finale at some point here for the season deuce. So the season trace. Let's say 3 in
which
Spanish.
color is that? Blue? Is it green or red tracer?
What?
It's a trace.
Uno, dos, tres. Yeah, 3 trace.
So I was thinking the other kind.
Thanks.
That's
3.
why the gnomes' hats have different colors. There's tracer gnomes,
Ooh, yes. For when it's a good spiral.
and you want to make sure that all of your other spirals land within proximity.
Yes.
You fire the tracer gnome.
Oh man, I think of Austin Powers with the $1 billion, and like the evil German lady, fire the laser! Instead, she's going, fire the garden gnome! That's.
But realistically, if you fired the garden gnome, he'd no longer be employed. Wouldn't he be sad then?
No, it's not Donald Trump show. Not The Apprentice.
Oh, whoa, that was almost too contemporary.
Well, he had a TV show like 20 years ago, and that's what the thing was. You're fired. Well, if you fire the garden gnome.
Then he's sad. He's lost his job.
Oh, okay.
What's he gonna do now? I mean,
Yeah,
he works a niche. He works a fairly niche market. I mean, he's the garden gnome. You can, and I mean, you
Probably had to sign a non-compete.
Maybe
So now he can't garden gnome anyplace else. What's he gonna do now?
lawn maintenance.
That's a non-compete, man. You know, there's lawn, garden, and he can't be. No, it's
Well, maybe
proximity.
he can work in the roofing industry.
Roofing gnome?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, I mean,
You know,
if
if
it falls off, it's going to be a whole lot longer fall than somebody else. So I mean,
Yeah, but you know, most humans are kind of blunt. That pointy hat thing was, oh yeah, there's bad things
yeah.
happening there. We're going once again. Now we're launching gnome. Oh no.
well, you
no,
can't use
no.
a gnome as a painter instead of a garden.
Why
You
can't?
call
Why
it
can't?
a gardener. That's
Why
all.
can't you? Why can't gnomes paint?
Well, I mean, how far up the wall do you think is you're going to get painting?
So I understand that you knuckle draggers aren't into this modern technology, but these things called ladders, and
Right.
You know, and then the extension poles on those roller things. I know you guys don't paint.
Well,
just
you
do
know
cave
what?
paintings.
He could be the
Cave
guy that
paintings
does
like
the
hands.
baseboards. Nobody likes
Oh
doing
my
the
God,
baseboards.
yes. I mean, think of it. The perfect, because he's like at that right height. He's standing up, so his back's not hurting. He's not getting fatigued.
That's right.
He's just
Baseboard
knocking
painter
it.
gnome.
Oh, and he could do cool patterns and junk on the baseboards.
Nice.
Yes, we have found a new career for the painter gnome.
Baseboard painter gnome.
Yes, the baseboard painter.
Specific. You can't have him do like
Hey, you know, oh no, we'll
chair
go all
rounds.
in. Go all in. They'll be like the baseboard painters union. Because you know you don't want your
Baseboard
gnomes abused.
Painting Gnomes Union.
Yeah, so you know you don't want your gnomes abused.
The BPGU.
That sounds like a weapon out of Doom.
How
you,
so?
You do remember that because you're the geek, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then would be.
Well, the BFG.
Yeah, except for it would be the BPGU.
That sounds like smaller than the BFG.
Well, that's probably the one that's one size down from the BFG.
Well, it can't be bigger than a BFG because that stands for big freaking gun.
Yeah, but the other one would be the big projectile gun unit.
User is the gnome.
No,
The
that
big projectile gun user is the gnome.
So you would summon it, and it would come out with a big projectile gun, and oh, dude,
What if the
would that
gun
not be an
fires the
accessory?
gnomes?
No, then no.
Oh.
Because you said user. You
Yeah.
you can't invert it. Now, how are you using it and the
Well, the gnome
projectile at
can't
the
fire
same
the
time?
gnome, so that's not going to work.
Yeah, unless because it was like now we're going back to those 40s and 50s circus acts where you climb into your own cannon and fire yourself. You know, that's kind of challenging.
No, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like being your own boss and you're fired. Me? That doesn't work either.
Can you sue you for workman's comp?
Can you pay yourself unemployment? Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, that would be intriguing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if your business is structured such that you are actually an employee, so the business is actually a separate entity, it's a C as opposed to an S or an LLC, and then you're an employee of that, yes.
So you can pay yourself unemployment.
Because the business would be set up and you would be paying Social Security taxes and unemployment taxes to the state, so if you got laid off by you could file because it's a corporation. It's an entity separate from you.
That sounds rather beneficial to not be working if you own the company.
Yeah, but the company still has to make money, though. At some point.
Well, sure, you'd hire somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what happens if you found someone with a better skill set than you? So you would fire you as an employee, and then defer you to becoming just like a board member, and then hire that other person to do the other stuff.
I'd be a consultant.
There you go. You can consult to you
Yeah.
about your business and then hire an employee, and then tell you how your employee isn't doing things efficiently and pitch ways to make your employee more efficient to you.
Yeah. Okay. How does this translate to gnomes again? I don't know.
The gnome union.
Oh, right. Boy, I lost that one. Anybody else track that? What the heck just
Because there
happened?
would have to be like the gnome shop steward, and there'd have to be like the head of the gnome union, and so there'd be a structure.
Okay. What about like we have some plays like the Little Shop of Horrors, right? Well, now it's all gnome stuff. It's the Little Gnome of Horrors.
The shop of gnomes.
The Little Shop of Gnomes.
Yeah, it'd be the little shop of gnomes.
That means the gnomes would be the horror.
Potentially, if they were like the Weeping Angels, that would definitely be a horror. Not Uhura. That's completely no.
Feed me, Seymour.
That's
I
completely.
don't have any more blood.
I think you've crossed the line once again into a previous episode, but yeah, let's just stop. And would the petals be smaller? Because it wouldn't be like the big petals.
Well,
It'd be
no.
like
If
normal
Seymour is the gnome now instead of like the little chubby guy. He's like,
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
you get one prick on his little finger and he's got like 4 drops in there and he's done. He's completely out. The plant's not growing very far before he's got to
See,
start
now you're
finding more
confused.
gnome hookers.
So is Seymour now a gnome, or is the plant now the gnome?
Well,
Little shop of gnomes.
Yeah.
So the plant,
Well,
gnome.
the
So
plant
you
would be
replace the gnome with the plant with the gnome.
Oh, okay.
Then you'd feed people to the gnome.
How big would the gnome get?
Therein lies the question.
I mean,
All
if
of
the
a
garden
sudden-
gnome is all of a sudden his own garden.
All of a sudden, the pointy hat, punches through the roof, and there's like gnome hat, and you're like, it's a new chimney, and he's trying to explain, and the gnome's like eating everybody in the town.
And every time
Yes.
you look at it, it still turns to stone.
Except for now, it's huge, just like grain silo size
He's-
gnome.
Like, he's trying to get out the sentence, quit looking at me! Like, every took him 3 weeks.
Wait, what you look at?
Did that giant gnome just talk?
No, figment of your imagination. And hey, what's the cooldown time on the freeze? That would be the interesting thing. Do they unfreeze the second you look away? Or is there like a cooldown time on it?
That's a
So they
good question.
freeze and then they're stuck in that state for 2 to 5 minutes.
Hmm.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Could be a gargoyle-ish.
No, that's the sun going down, and then you break loose, and then rawr, and then they
How'd they
fly
go?
away. Rawr,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
You remember the series?
Rawr.
You never saw it, did you?
Yeah, yes.
It was actually quite well done.
Yes.
Then they got then the writing started to get stupid because they wanted to include more gargoyles, and I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
They ruined it.
The Gargoyles Union got mad and said, you're not using enough gargoyles.
Alright, now, we got these gnomes, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're not stone. No, you look at them,
They're
it
not
doesn't
stone.
matter.
Okay.
They figured out if they wear sunglasses, they don't have any problems anymore, right?
They'd have to be the mirror ones so that when you look, you see yourself. Yeah.
Right, so they're good to go.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to integrate in society. They're taking up all the jobs. Alright, you're getting pulled over.
Hold on.
Blue lights behind you.
Hold on.
Woo, 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 right?
Hold on.
Alright, pull your car over.
I'm trying to envision
Little
this.
nightstick pops up to your window. And you're like, what the heck? Roll down your window.
Down here.
So first off,
Do you have any idea why I pulled you over?
I'm trying to envision this gnomes with regular jobs. So bus driver gnome, what?
Well, they'd have to stand on top of each other. Be 3 of them all together. One does the pedals, one does the door, the other one does the steering.
So who's doing? So one's doing all the pedals himself.
Yeah, he's jumping on the gas and jumping on the brake because there's no clutch.
That wouldn't
Nothing
be
can do
efficient. I mean, it'd be kind of herky jerky in the transition from
that.
jump
Have
to
you
jump.
been in a bus? It's already pretty herky jerky.
I haven't been in one in a while, so
Well, I mean,
you may win that round there. Okay. I can't see gnomes doing pub subs. How on earth are they going to operate that meat slicer?
I don't know. Like, imagine them, like in Subway. They're running across the counter. Want lettuce?
See, that one works. That one works. But I'm still trying to. I'm trying to
He
see.
pulls
him.
up the knife that's bigger than him to cut it.
Well, they'd have to go on some sort of guillotine thing. So I'm trying to see. So how is this gnome going into the fridge to get like another slab of boar's head roast beef?
I don't know, but the door is probably pretty heavy, so one
That's
gets
what
stuck in
I'm
there,
saying.
and he's like,
And you come in like an hour later and it's not like stone gnome, it's frozen gnome.
He's had a couple of popsicles. It's a gnome-sicle. How did he get that stick in there?
Oh my god, stop. He was trying to escape and fell on it.
Oh no.
I thought it was a tongue depressor.
Oh my lord. What would a gnome? That toothpick would be a gnome tongue depressor. They're tiny.
Do gnomes have tongues?
How on earth do they articulate?
Well, I've never
sound?
seen a gnome with its tongue hanging out.
Why would its tongue? They're not dogs.
Yeah, but some of them have, they make funny faces and stuff.
Once again, what are these gnomes you're seeing?
Apparently I'm seeing a whole lot more gnomes than you are.
Are they pink and do they float and talk to you? I mean,
The parade has
is there usually like a couple glasses of Kraken involved before you see some gnomes?
Just one big glass. Oh boy.
Oh man.
Alright, with that, if you have any gnome questions,
Or unknown questions.
You can send us email at
Would that be 404 unknown?
yes. Oh, they're in the post office for return mail. Address unknown.
All right. No more bad gnome jokes. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Notrobotsquestions@gmail.com or anchor.fm/not-robots.
Give me a gnome where the buffalo. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. No, we're serious now.
What was the second Fievel movie named? Like Fievel Goes West and then Fievel Comes Gnome or something?
That would be the not appropriate version of a movie.
No, Fievel Goes Home. Or
Fievel.
Fievel.
We'll
Not
adjust,
5-0.
We'll adjust that after you turn that off.
Oh boy. Harry.
What?
You think your brain's a little...
Sauteed?
Yeah, that's the right word. A
Yeah.
little extra butter from the last episode, I think.
Preferably with a nice bechamel.
You're making me hungry. I should go gnome and eat.
Oh, it's getting cold in here now.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Not Robots out.
We'll be back. Norfolk.
You said Fievel comes gnome. I'm like, whoa, dude. Fievel's having a song.
Hey.
That'd be appropriate scale, wouldn't it? I mean,
I think that's where they got the name Skeet from.
Wow. Oh, I thought it was the other kind of concept.
Secret Life of
GNOMES.
GNOMES. Secret Life of Gnomes. All right.
That's past the 5-minute rule.
That's too crunchy to pass it.
5-second rule. Whatever that rule's called.
Oh, it's like a 1 hour rule now.
God, these are good. This is just wrong.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic,
And
pumpernickel,
crunch. And crunch.
ranch.
The GPC symbol. That's rye. Not more vinegar.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are legal. They should be banned in 6 or 7 different countries.
That crunch just sounds so satisfying.
Definitely can't eat these in Colorado. There would be avalanches left and right.
Well, all the stoners trying to run toward them. Hey, bro, you got the crunchies?
I figure after a while of smoking pot medicinally, none of those side effects would happen. I mean, you would, in fact, it would become less impactful because your body would adjust. It's like the same thing with insulin and leptin and ghrelin. I mean, with all that crap floating around your bloodstream, all of a sudden the cells were like, fuck you, we see this shit every day. What you want?
You know, I imagine there's some of those guys in Colorado. They get so high so often that the days they skip it makes them high. The body gets used to it, right? Smoking the crap out of this stuff for so long. Now one day they go, oh man, I'm out. And they went from feeling what they believed was normal for them to now like, whoa, reality, look at the colors, you know? No?
You know, guys at the Space Center smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of those scientists are much more creative when they're on pot, when they're smoking pot.
Well, don't they pay people to come up with ideas that don't work?
Huh? Enlighten me on that question.
Alright. The smartest people in the world isn't the ones with all the answers, is the ones with all the questions, right? So how do you make a warp drive? And they have no idea. They found out all the ways not to. Right? Like Thomas Edison and the light bulb. Before he came up with a light bulb, he found all the ways not to make a light bulb. That doesn't work. Check.
I can't remember. Did you say that when counting carbs, you count the carbs in vegetables too, except green leafy ones? Well, a Brussels sprout's a green leafy vegetable. The carbs in that I wouldn't count. It's not a starchy vegetable.
I wouldn't count carbs in a vegetable at all.
That's not true because there's potatoes. Not as much fiber, very carby.
Oh yes, that's different.
That's
That's
a
a starch.
Yeah, but it's a vegetable.
Technically.
So I wouldn't count the carbs in non-root
I would
vegetables.
say any green vegetable I wouldn't count the carbs in.
Well, cauliflower isn't exactly green.
We've talked about the ghosts of broccoli past.
Yeah, you don't like it.
Oh.
Other people do it. Nope. Green leafy.
Hmm.
These are just wrong. I'd count starchy carbs. Come on, this is how to do it for me. This is wrong.
I got started.
And just do this, cause this is fun.
I would end up with my hand at the bottom of the bag going, no more?
Too much and change.